Okay. All right, well, we can go ahead and get started, and this meeting will be also recorded for anyone who is not here yet. Hi, Lainey. Hi, Kiana. Welcome to the Media and Design webinar. And if you can move to the next slide, just to introduce everyone on this call and not on the call, Dr. Amanda Garcia is not here, but she is the Associate Program Director. I'm Rebecca Carr. Right now, this semester, I am the Program Director. And then Tamar Gregorian, if you want to, is here on this call. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Tamar Gregorian. I am the Professor of Practice for Public Relations, and I also oversee the Digital Marketing Program. And I know that you all are interested in that program here today, and I'm happy to answer any questions and happy to chat with you both here today as well as after the webinar. Thanks for being here.
And I'm Alexa Stone. I am one of the advisors here at SOPA, and I advise all majors in the Media and Design program. So nice to see you.
And although it's not kind of on the slide, if you got, since there's only two of you here, Lainey and Kiana, if you wouldn't mind just kind of introducing yourself and what track or degree you're interested in, that would be super helpful, so we know to spend, enough time on those.
Sure, I can go. I'm Lainey. I'm currently a senior at Tulane.
Okay.
I'm interested in the post-bac certificate program.
Okay.
I've just been pre-med for 3 years and realized that's not really what I'm interested in. So I think graphic design is such a cool career, and I'd love to kind of know the best ways to find a job in that.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. And Kiana, can you hear us? Okay. All right, well, I'm not sure what track Kiana is interested in, but just a little about SOPA. SOPA has actually been around a long time. It's been called different things, but it was founded in 1834 as part of the Medical College of Louisiana. And so it has always been committed to adult learners and to especially local adult learners. So it's really a unique place. I think that just the mix of students from all different, backgrounds and areas is a really great for learning. So some of the other things that makes SOPA unique and stand out is that we really have a lot built online. But when we say online, that is also program, like at least in our program, Media and Design. We have a lot built on the Canvas pages, a lot of support and ways that you can do work when you're outside of class and have resources available and part of your assignment. So you don't have to be in class, twice a week for 3 hours. It's meant to be work with flexible schedules. Our program, we try to make a point to enter awards, and we've had a lot of students, faculty, the program win some awards. We also really strive to support students. We have things like media coaches that can help with software and feedback outside of classes. SOPA as a whole offers student support in lots of different ways. One certainly being Alexa Stone, who is on this call, who's a fabulous advisor and really helps students stay on track. The affordability and flexibility piece, for sure, the tuition rates are, trying to be online with some of the other universities around, I'll just say like UNO, Delgado. It's trying to be affordable to working adults. And then of course we are associated with Tulane. So, most of the benefits available to Tulane students are to you all, the library, just this beautiful campus. There's a maker space. There's lots of things that because we are affiliated, we are a part of Tulane, our students have access to. Okay, and so media and design, we are somewhat of a new program. About 5 years ago, Dr. Garcia came in and kind of took it over and started with the what parts that have been around the longest are graphic design, interactive design, and there was always a public relations component. But within the last year or so became a larger umbrella called media and design. And so one of the things that all of these programs share is that we focus on research, we solve problems, and we communicate, right? But we want to do that in ways that are, innovative, culturally sensitive. So it's everything we're doing is communicating, whether it's more visual or more in writing, and of course, a lot of the combination of above. And so, yeah, we want our students to really be competitive in the marketplace when they come out. Tamar, would you mind talking about the certificate?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for that. And I think we have a couple new folks that have joined us. So welcome to you, Ayana and Rohan. My name is Dr. Gregorian. I'm not sure if you were here in the beginning. And I kind of oversee the public relations, digital marketing, and advertising programs here at Tulane SOPA. We do offer certificates in public relations and digital marketing, as well as advertising. And these are also the 3 programs that we offer minors in. And so the certificate program mirrors the minors actually. And it gives you a really comprehensive look at either public relations, digital marketing, or advertising. So you're on your way. Let's say you have a bachelor's or you don't have a bachelor's. It is not a post-bac, so you don't have to have a bachelor's degree to earn a professional certificate. We have a range of students who go through the certificate program. Some who are are working in the field but don't have their degree in the field. Or they are, working in something completely unrelated and want to the experience and the opportunity to learn more about something that they're interested in. And so it isn't a post-bac. You don't need a bachelor's to go through the process, but it is a really comprehensive 6-course certificate. So, yeah, and if anybody has any questions, I know we had some folks sign up that are interested in digital marketing. So if you have any digital marketing specific questions, I'd be happy to address them as well.
Yeah, and since we're such a small group, if you have questions while we're speaking, don't hesitate to kind of just jump in and ask them. We'll also have a time at the end for questions, but we really don't mind you just, asking while we're on a topic. And then we also offer certificates in graphic design. The only difference is that it is a post-bac certificate, meaning that you have to have a bachelor's degree first, and it is more courses. So it is 10 courses. So 30 hours, 10 courses. It very much same as on the media side, but the students are in classes with the BA students, right? So, and it's most of the core major classes that a BA student would also take. But you're just, as a PVC student, you're not taking your sciences and your maths. You've already done that. You're just taking those 10 graphic design or interactive UX UI classes. And some of them do cross it, like there's definitely some overlap. The core classes for both tracks are the same to begin with, at least, and then they split off. Okay, Dr. Gregorian, thank you.
Yeah, and so we also offer, 2 bachelor's programs on the media side, public relations and digital media and marketing communications. And so these are your traditional 4-year, 120 credits for graduation, 36 in the major. And we, begin pretty much each of these programs, I should say, begin with a survey course. What is mass media? What is mass communication? Where do these all intersect, right? I think Professor Carr said that earlier, that no matter if we're doing it visually, from a design perspective, from a written perspective, content creation involves strategy, involves research. And so we begin with a look at the program and at the specific degree through that lens. They all include principles classes. So everything from principles of public relations to principles digital marketing, digital media and marketing principles classes, up through high level, upper level content creation classes, as well as both majors have a capstone project in which students are instructed on a real world client's problem or opportunity, and then given an opportunity to create a strategic communication plan to address that problem and or opportunity. We also offer minors in advertising. So it's not a major yet, but it is a minor. It's a new minor. Public relations, design, graphic design, interactive UX, UI, as well as digital media and marketing communications. So we have students who double major, we have students who major and minor, and we have students who major and minor in 2 of these areas. A lot of our students like the opportunity that we afford them, which is to cross enroll in the programs. You could be taking, you could be a PR major or digital marketing major, but you could also take design classes. You could take interactive classes. And so we do have opportunities, and we make suggestions based on that individual one-on-one advising that we do with Alexis Stone, our program advisor, our academic advisor. We make recommendations like, this might be a good class for you based on what it is you're interested in doing. And so we work individually to help students select those classes as well.
And this is just some looks at some of the things outside of classwork that we try to do. I think we'll get to it in a minute, but we have 3 student organizations. And through that, we try to give, the one on the left is going to visit studio, like to, visit local studios and have students answer questions and get tours. The thing in the middle is actually it was a project that then turned into a mural, like on a chalkboard for students to color on. The top right is students who had won Addy Award. So this was at the Addy. So that is through the Ad Club, the Ad Federation. And it's really competitive, and it's a really exciting night and really exciting for the students. So this was after one of the award ceremonies, and the one on the bottom is another studio tour.
Yeah, so whether you're interested in working in digital marketing or in public relations, this is just a list of some of the careers that marketing and public relations offer. So specialist, manager, and of course, everything is going to depend on where you work, whether you're working in-house or at an agency. But these are the types of careers that someone with a background and a degree from Tulane SOPA in digital marketing or in public relations can expect to go into. We do train, all of our coursework is workforce aligned. So when you're, a graduate of our program, you are trained to enter the field, working either, again, like I said, in-house or in an agency. From a content creation standpoint, a research standpoint, a writing standpoint, we stress the importance of all that in our courses. And we give you, some classes you have fictitious or hypothetical situations. And then in some classes you have service learning partners, nonprofits who have come to us and asked us to help them. And so you do get that real world experience. I would say, tenfold, you create a portfolio before you even graduate, which is a lot to be said for a bachelor's program. Usually you start your portfolio in college and then you finish it in the real world. But by the time you graduate and finish the program, you definitely have enough to put together a portfolio piece.
Okay, and careers in design. I mean, there are many. There are niches. There are also, kind of people who do, like a single designer who does a lot of these things. But branding, logo designers, right? So branding is the larger piece, strategy, all the different components. Logo design is the specific of the logos. An app designer, designing the interface of mobile apps, website designer, publication designer, packaging, lettering and type. This is really specific. It can also, work within other kinds of print or electronic media. A type designer is, actually the person that designs the typefaces that you use. Copywriter, we offer a copywriting class, which we require for everyone on the graphic design and UX UI side, because it is so important, even if you do, it's, sometimes you work in an agency with a copywriter, but sometimes the designer ends up having, to do a bit of writing, and it also helps come up with concepts. So we think that's important. Art director or creative director, that's, with some years of experience under your belt, graphic design or writing or all of that, kind of overseeing larger creative projects at agencies. So these are just a few of the career options in design. Oh, yes, I have a hand raised, Lainey.
Yeah, I just had a question about, so if someone who went into a career in graphic design were to work for one company, for example, would it be common for them to do like multiple of these jobs?
Yes, that's a great question. And we probably should have that on here, actually, in-house designer. So that's called an in-house designer. And it would be actually one of our graduates was an in-house designer for like a subsidiary of Entergy, and now she's at St. Jude's Hospital. So she's working, like, all of the branding and everything she does is for St. Jude's, but it's such a large place. I'm sure there are like all kinds of different projects, but yes, she probably wears more hats, and that's a pretty large hospital. But if you're an in-house designer at, like, even schools have like communications designers, you're going to be doing a lot of these things. They might want you to do a short animation. They might want you to run their website. They might also want you to design like branding for like fundraising events, like there would be a huge gamut. So yes, the smaller the place you work, the more hats that you will wear. But the bigger, you may have like a real niche. So that's a great question. Okay, and yeah, I mentioned earlier the professional orgs that we have. We're really proud of these. This is a way for our students to kind of spend some time together outside of class, but also be associated with these local and national. I mean, they're all both professional organizations. So they all have a student chapter, which, Tulane student chapters. In some cases, other schools here have student chapters as well. Local chapter and a national chapter. So the one for design is AIGA. The one that we are just starting this semester is the American Advertising Federation, AAF. They are also the organization that we enter the Addies through. And this year we, for the first time, are competing in a competition that they put on that I'll let Dr. Gregorian mention and then speak about PRSSA, please.
Yeah, thanks. So the American Advertising Federation, similar, the Public Relations Student Society of America also does that for PR students. They put on a competition every year with a real world client. This year's client is Indeed. They present the students, there are 2,000 plus students around the nation that the Tulane SOPA AAF ad club students will be competing against. They present a campaign, and the students then create strategy, some executions, primary and secondary research to create a strategic communications campaign. The great thing about the ad club competition this year, is that we have PR students applying to be part of it, advertising minors, design majors and minors. And so it is an opportunity to really collaborate like you would working in the real world in an agency, let's say, on a specific project. And, outside of capstone, it is going to be, and it actually counts as a capstone, it is going to be, a very impressive piece to add to your portfolio. Do you want me to just touch on these as well?
Okay. I'm sorry. To touch on, say that again.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it cut out for a minute, I think, for me, but I'm happy to cover this. I was saying, you want?
Oh, sure, please. Yes.
So on the, we started talking about resources, human resources. We have advising. We help with advising. We help with course selection for each semester. We also provide a host of resources, some through our program and some through Tulane. So we have access through Tulane Media and Design to HubSpot. Muck Rack Academy, and then Google Analytics, the Adobe Creative Cloud. All of our media and design students have access to the Creative Cloud, even the students on the media side who aren't necessarily always working in it. But let's say you take the digital imaging class, which teaches Photoshop. On the design side, you're going to need Creative Cloud. So we arm students with the tools that they need to be successful. And then through Tulane, you also have access to things like Microsoft Office, Suite, LinkedIn Learning, Box, and several other platforms and resources.
Alexis, do you mind covering this one?
Sure. So for those of you who weren't on the call earlier, my name is Alexis Stone. I'm the academic advisor for the department. And this is just really going over the application process. It's fairly simple. You go to sopa.tulane.edu, complete the application, everything's online. You have to submit a clear copy of a government issued photo ID. The application fee is $40, but because you attended this webinar today, the application fee will be waived once you submit the application. The fee will be waived. And then if we have any students who have previously attended a prior institution before SOPA, you must submit all official copies of your transcripts from the schools you've attended. Now to complete the application, you can just upload an unofficial application just to get through the application process. But in order to register for courses, we will need to have official copies of your transcripts from any prior universities. And I think for Lainey, since you're already at Tulane, you don't actually have to request another Tulane transcript. Our admissions department can upload that for you since you've already been a student here. And this is just a slide going over tuition and fees for fall. Currently for fall 2022, the tuition is $596 a credit. For spring 2023, I think it's relatively similar. If it went up, it may have gone up a little bit, but not that much. And a typical class is 3 credits each. So you can do the math, that's about $1,700 something a class. We do offer financial aid for majority of our SOPA programs. Just keep in mind, if you are pursuing a professional certificate, that financial aid may not be available. It is available if you're doing a post-bac, but we do have financial aid advisors and counselors that are available to talk to you about that process if you're interested or need that to attend school for next semester. We do have also other types of aid, federal grants, federal loans. We do offer a 20% discount for any active duty military. If you are a teacher in the area, or if you are a New Orleans area or Jefferson Parish employee. We do offer a scholarship also for Phi Theta Kappa, which is another honor society. And we do offer an alumni discount as well, 20%, for if you were a Tulane alum of any Tulane school or department, and you enroll in SOPA courses, you do receive an automatic 20% discount on SOPA classes. And then coming up for spring, the application deadline is January 1st. So that may not seem that far away, but it's actually kind of close. So I would go ahead and start the application sooner than later if you are interested in applying. The early enrollment scholarship is December 1st. So if you apply, get accepted, meet with your advisor and schedule classes by December 1st, we do offer a $200 early enrollment scholarship. So that is also, a great tool to help you for next semester, save a couple $100s if you apply early and register for classes.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm currently a first semester senior right now at Tulane, and I was talking to Amanda Garcia about the program last week, and because I have taken just a couple of graphic design courses in my undergrad time here, would those count for, like, would I just be able to get out of those classes?
Are you
when
you're taking them through SOPA?
I guess I am.
Yeah, so Dr. Garcia talked to me already about it. So typically undergrad courses cannot be counted towards the PBC, but we already talked to our dean, Associate Dean Ileana Kowalski, and she said she'll allow you to use 2 of your SOPA undergrad classes to count towards the PBC.
Okay,
So just
I think she also mentioned, I don't know if this was possible, but would I be able to apply for SOPA and then kind of do like a dual enrollment starting next semester? So the classes that I take in graphic design next semester in my undergrad will just be like counting towards my certificate.
So, well, yeah, so 2 that you've taken as your undergrad will count towards the PBC max, so 2.
Would I
So
be
for
able to do like dual enrollment, like undergrad, but also start the program next semester too?
So we'll have to talk about this like outside of the call, but
That's
you have a
fine.
maximum amount of SOPA courses that can count towards your undergraduate degree. So you can't technically be enrolled as a Tulane undergrad and a SOPA PBC student at the same time.
Okay.
So the answer is yes and no. 2 will count, but you can't be enrolled in both programs at the same time. So we'll just
Okay.
have to talk like outside of the call.
That's fine. Thank you.
Mhm.
And we'll all leave our email addresses in the chat, and you may have them, but just so you could reach out to us and schedule a time to kind of talk that through. Does anyone else have a question? Any kind? Here's my email address. Okay, well, thanks everyone for coming. We appreciate your time and don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Lainey, do you want to stay on for a second? Alexis,
I can.
to stay on, will that work?
Sure.
Sure.